Hi, Ron. This is Michael Cotton, representing the TooMedToo's Star Wars Network. We've got your fix. And someone's listening, I think. I don't know. We're going to have to figure out. We got some feedback coming in. Oh, maybe that's me. I'll just turn the volume down on that, and then that will make it all better now. Anyways, so to get back to what we were saying. All right, I'm gonna have to set this up. Yeah, I'm using I'm having some microphone issues right now, but you know what? Hey, man, I can talk louder. That's not a problem. God knows, Danielle came in here the other night when we were talking about dolphin rape, and was like, I can hear every word you're saying, and that's from like 80 feet away. So God only knows what my neighbors think. Anyways, Michael Condon, representing the TooMedToo's Star Wars Network. We've got your fix. And I was talking with my buddy, who you may know, Mr. Mrdylangray. He's been on the show one time. His wife was on one time, but he tried to take it over, but she's better than he is, so she kind of prevailed. Yeah. But we were talking about, some of the things that are going on right now with the High Republic and some books, and he hasn't kept up on the books yet, which, it's kind of hard to do. But he is the comic guru, and we started talking about comics a little bit, and I was like, dude, I'm out of my depth right now because I've barely even skimmed them. So I brought on Mr. Mrdylangray so we can talk a little bit about the High Republic. I just removed you, now you're back.
Yeah,
what?
I'm a little bright. I had to fix that. Yo, what's going on? Hi, happy to be here. Love being here. I'm a huge fan of your stuff. And also, I love how you will also come to any of my shows at a drop of a hat. So,
this is true. I mean, it's all about, supporting each other. So,
community. You can't spell community without come.
That is correct. You cannot spell community without come.
All right, and we got to come together, guys. I don't know what you were thinking I was going to say. I want us to come together as a community.
Yeah, there's no I in team, but there is other things.
Yep, there's a me.
Uh-huh. And your A.
And meat. There's also meat. Well, no one ever talks about that.
So does that mean you can't have a vegan on your team?
I don't know their life, if they want. I'm okay with that. I have two friends that are a lot vegan. They're actually vegan and lesbian, so they call themselves vegans.
Oh, so they don't eat meat at all?
No.
Okay. That's like true veganism right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Across the board.
To go lesbian.
We get into heated arguments sometimes because I don't know if you ever watched. Do you do much in the way of Futurama?
I've watched Futurama. It's an amazing show. If you started quoting things, I probably wouldn't be able to tell you. I watched it when it was on air originally. I'm not big on, not that I'm not big on reruns. I just, there's so many things. There's so much TV out there. It's like, there's so much, great stuff that we have that we kind of miss out on sometimes.
Well, there's a whole, do you know the Slurm episode?
It sounds familiar.
So the Slurm episode.
That's what it's something to do with Zoidberg, right? Zoidberg and
no. So they win Fry wins a contest to go to this Slurm factory, which is like soda, which turns out it's made by the queen of the slug people's like.
Okay, yeah.
And I got into a huge argument with someone because they tried to say no. I was like, that's vegan, like by definition, and they're like, no, it's not because it's animal products. I'm like, no, ha ha ha. See. Part of it is about consent. If they're actually consenting to it, then it's okay. See, that the big thing that vegans have against it is like these animals don't even have a choice in it. You know what I mean? Like the bees don't have the cows, like specifically like just for the extra products, not even the meat part, just like the byproducts. So like if a cow said, hey, it's okay, then that would be considered vegan. So I get into these arguments all the time. No, Slurm is vegan and that's canon. By all definitions.
So just to this would be a great conversation. So, for those of you that are watching right now, we kind of haven't even gotten anywhere yet for what our main topic is, but that's what happens. But if any of you follow me on Live It, this would be a great conversation for our Friday night show, especially since you guys know the new streamer on there, Joey Jovian.
Yes.
He's vegan. He's vegan, and him
He's
and I
a
always,
jam.
yeah, and him and I always have these debates and philosophical conversations about certain things. But yeah, this would be a great topic for that. I'm gonna remember this. So, all right. So just if consuming human milk was more widely accepted, would it be acceptable then for a vegan to have human milk?
100%. Yep, 100%. Human milk is vegan because it's given, it's given, and plus it's from the same animal kind of thing too. So it's also that too. So it's the most vegan you can get is like human milk. Yeah.
All right. That's interesting.
It's part of the philosophy of it too. Like it's not less about what you're doing and like it's more about how it's being done. You know what I'm saying? Like if if they chose like, hey, when I die, like vegan leather, that's a thing. They wait until the cow dies and then they use the leather when the cow dies. That's a thing. I have notebooks that are made from vegan leather. They're all with magic juju and all that stuff. It's a real thing. These are the things. These are the things.
Okay.
Am I blowing your mind right now?
I just kind of, because I never really I didn't know the whole consent thing, but we're gonna table this for Friday night, and we're gonna bring this up. I'm gonna have to make sure I make notes for this, and I'm not gonna tell. I don't think Joey's watching this right now. I'm not gonna say anything to Joey, and we can just ambush him. We ambushed him with the whole dolphin rape thing. He didn't know anything about that, and then I started pulling up articles nonstop. But that's a whole other conversation.
It was on Bad Girls Club. I mean, what else do you want?
Okay, so. So then in the Star Wars universe,
yes, what we're talking about.
Okay, so in the Star Wars universe, if you had veganism,
which they do
in the Star Wars universe,
Plagueis and his people are vegan. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, in fact, in the Plagueis book, he actually talks about how disgusted he is with humans. Why do humans always have to be eating something during business meetings? And they're meat eaters. It's so gross. It just drips carcass from their mouth. Oh, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. And it made me think too. It was hella funny, like how like we do as humans when we have business meetings. It's at lunch, like doing lunch, like that's a thing.
Okay, before we go any further, Plagueis is not canon. If it would have came out about 2 months later, it would be. But Disney Lucas, although it's an amazing book, and I'm one of the, I firmly believe like what you like. It doesn't really matter, canon, non-canon. If it's not canon, it's basically fan fiction. It could be written by a well-known, publicized author, but it's still basically just fan fiction if it's not, canon. And that's the big debate too. Legends was never canon, according to George Lucas. And then you get an argument of, well, they said it was. They said it was to sell books and to make money. Right. Like, I can say that, purple is the new, I can't read the rest of your shirt right now, so I'm going to make up whatever it is. And if you want to send me money in my Cash App, I'm going to agree with you, whatever it says.
Right. Purple's the new brown. It's talking about rice. Purple rice is like the new healthy brown. But I liked it because I thought they were talking about wheat at first, but it's not.
Okay. If there's anybody out here that has a growery or dispensary and would like to sponsor the show, I am all for that. We'll put your commercials on nonstop. Just letting you know that.
We won't even have regular content. We'll just play the commercials.
We will be the commercial, like the content. It'll be like.
Did you see Seth Rogen started his own weed business?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he just announced it today. My friend sent me his Twitter video. And he's like, dude, this is why I miss smoking. Like, I'm about to start smoking weed again because of this commercial. Like, he's doing the whole shebang. He's doing paraphernalia, plants, extracts, CBD, the whole shebang-a-bang. All the bangs and the shebangs.
Yes, she bangs. So
Funny times. Funny times. All right. So, okay. So, sorry I interrupted. But yes, Plagueis was vegan in the books.
all right.
So,
So
that was the thing.
all right, we're going to table this whole vegan conversation because it is definitely going to become in full force on, no pun intended with the force, on Friday. It will be coming back up. That will be one of the topics. Because I usually don't have topics. It's just like whatever we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about. Or a lot of times when I talk with Joey, I'm like, we're going to talk about this on Friday. And then Friday rolls around and it's like, what we're going to talk about? I don't know. I forget because I don't write any of this stuff down, but I'm going to have to start doing it. But yeah, so Dylan, if you're free, feel free to stop by. If not, we can talk beforehand and maybe get a little prepping going on, so we know what's going on. But so everybody, let me know in the comments if you've kept up, not with the veganism, or not. I was just going to keep going on with this. I'm just going to stop right now. If you've been keeping up with the High Republic at all.
There it is.
Whether it is through the books or through the comics, I have been keeping up with the books. I haven't done my, crazy finish every book in one day, wake up at 3 a.m. when it's released and listen to it for 3 or 4 hours till I fall asleep. And then, do the next 8 hours to, plow through it. But I have been, a couple hours here and there and get it through, in about a week or so. But then we do have the last book of, book number 3 of the Alphabet Squadron trilogy coming out. And that comes out tomorrow morning or in about 6 hours or so.
Technically, I thought it drops Wednesdays, though, that's usually New Comic Book Day. Maybe for digital it's different, but physical copies come out on Wednesdays.
Well, no, for the comic books, but the actual books, the hardcover books for Alphabet Squadron, come out Tuesday at midnight Pacific time, which for my time, real time, is 3 a.m. East Coast.
Real time. The audacity.
The disrespect going on over here.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you over the sunshine I felt on my skin all day long and this 70-degree weather. It was terrible.
I'm getting Lucky Charmed to death. You don't understand what that means, but you will someday.
Oy vey. This
anyways,
guy.
Okay.
This guy.
I'm over here. So, boom.
So, High Republic, did you read it? That's the question.
So we have the I was trying to do a reread of the Alphabet Squadron novels, and I only got the first novel done. So I'm just going to do a quick little really rush over on the second one and hop right into the third one when it comes out tomorrow.
Get it.
Now I have something to do at work when I decide to make me work first shift, and I'm by myself for 3 hours. And then that kind of stretched out. But anyways, okay. So High Republic. I've been keeping up with the books. The first one that came out, I really enjoyed it, but it's one of those, it's setting up for this whole new segment of Star Wars that we're getting. This whole new thing of Star Wars that's coming out. Yeah. And, it was a little kind of a slow burner, kind of, it wasn't really power packed. It was more of, because you have to build on it. So you need a strong foundation. There wasn't, now we have the foundation of the house is built. Now we can have the jacuzzi parties.
Yes. Wait, we're already at jacuzzi parties? They've even put in the I feel like they haven't even put in the tiles yet. That's how I feel.
That's the best time because then you don't have to mess anything up. And then there's no evidence. Maybe, I don't know how we go with that. But anyways, you don't understand what I'm saying. So yeah, I've read all the books. I mean, there's only been a few that have come out. We've had a couple young readers and in children's books too, which those are always fun when they give you a little bit of, Easter eggs in there that don't really have anything to do with the really big plot, but it's just something in there. It's like, oh wait, it's just fun to see. But then we have the comics.
Yes.
Which I kind of read the first one and just skimmed over the second one.
Funny, I did the same thing. Now, did you read High Republic or did you read High Republic Adventures? Because there's two different books right now in comics.
I read
High Republic Adventures is the kids' book. Excuse me, all ages. They don't like to say kids; they like to say all ages.
Okay, yeah. I read the High Republic, the cover, the regular one, not the variant. Although the variants look pretty cool.
Yeah, but do you know about ratio variants? Are you aware of ratio variants?
No.
So there are some. You'll notice sometimes there'll be some variants that are like crazy priced, like a $20 book, a $50 book, $150 book, even though it says $3.99, and that's because they're ratio variants. So that means the retailer had to order a certain many of them to get that cover. Sometimes they're 1 in 5, sometimes 1 in 10, 1 in 25, 1 in 50, 1 in 100. The Keanu Reeves one just did a 1 in 1,000 for his book, and he signs it or something. But like, that's ridiculous. You have to buy 1,000 books just to get that one that might sell for $2,000, considering it's a ratio. But even then, you know, a lot of people figured out that it's actually cheaper just to send their books to Keanu Reeves to have him sign it.
Yeah, I'd probably guess. Here's $500 on my book. On a side note, no one on here will understand what I'm talking about. Joey, I just made you my assistant, so there you go.
Get it.
Everyone, make sure you're sharing this too as much as possible, whether no matter what you're watching it on. Let's go ahead and give it just share it all around, please. Help me meet my goals.
That's right. We're hitting goals, so he doesn't have to hit the polls, guys. All right.
Well, there's nothing wrong with hitting the polls.
No, but you don't want to have to do it, because then you got to do a lot of core workout.
I mean, you do it because you want to do it, not because you have to do it. I don't know.
I mean,
this is now. I think we've been like, I don't know if you know this or not, but sometimes people watch my show and then repost little segments on Twitter and try to get me canceled. But
man,
yeah, it's happened a few times where people are like, "What is wrong with this guy?" and like show like a 5 or 10 second segment of something that I had to say. You know, usually not taken out of context, but it's usually what I said. What I said is what I said. But when you just play that one little clip, you know, like earlier when I said something about vegans not eating meat or whatever, like they're gonna be, and then it's like, get all people up in the night, whatever, let's go. But yeah, obviously I don't care. I'm still here, going strong as ever, like a bull,
like a bull,
like a llama.
Gotta duck it up, right?
Yeah, like a llama lamp.
It's in the Golden Parade.
Yeah.
Drop a large. I hope you guys are picking up the snapping, because I'm doing some good snaps right now.
Those are good snaps. Those are definitely good snaps.
Yeah. Not to brag, I've been snapping since I was 5. So.
All right. So, yeah, let's talk about this comic that we have.
Yes. Okay, so right off the bat, it's drawn really well. I do like the art. Panel layouts are good. Okay. From a production standpoint and a actual like comic book wise, it's a well put together book. Dialogue wasn't too bad. Nothing that really got me excited. There's no characters that really jumped out to me except for Yoda, because Yoda's a badass. Anytime Yoda's on screen, I don't care if it's CGI or a Muppet. Love me some Yoda. All right. And there was a tropical fish in there for me that really kind of made me not like it, and that's what that's what happens. And it's the part she has to climb these tall pillars in order to do her trial, and she falls. There they are, right there. She falls and uses her lightsaber to like catch herself there, but they're just stone or like wood or something. So that wouldn't work. It would still just keep flowing through. It wouldn't stop like it was like a regular sword. You know what I'm saying? And so that was a huge tropical fish for me. Completely took me out of it. And I almost was like, ew. Like that doesn't, like, what those things, if they were like, even if they were like a crystal or something, then I could be like, okay, that makes sense. But it's just stone or wood or something. So it would still, it's a laser, it'd still be going the whole time. It might slow down, but if like but it's still going to be continue going. She's not just going to hang there. Am I wrong? Am I wrong here? Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, I don't understand how it would make it come to a full stop, like it's showing in this bottom panel.
Yeah. Only decades of Star Wars would say that it couldn't. Like, these things can cut through steel door, like, whatever kind of doors on spaceships, but hey, it's going to stop for this freaking magic rock in the middle of nowhere? No.
I mean, perfect example in episode 1, in the first few minutes when we have Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan getting trapped and they're cutting through the blast doors. He sticks his lightsaber in there and it slowly burns, melts, whatever you want to call it, into there. And, they're kind of flabbergasted that, like, oh my God, they're actually getting through this thing.
Yeah. Not even using the Force either with their lightsabers.
So, well, we don't know the consistency or the makeup of these trees.
No, sorry. There's no dialogue or anything setting that up. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are magic rocks or magic trees. Like, even if they said spiritual trees or something in dialogue to set it up, it's so simple. It's Star Wars. We'll literally take anything. You just have to give it a rhyme or reason. But when you do stuff like this, it takes me out. Tropical fish.
Beskar. Like, look at like Beskar. We don't know. We don't know the properties of Beskar. Well, we do now, but at the time we didn't. So maybe we're going to find out that these needles. We'll find out more about these needles at some other time, or maybe it's just I
think it's what's called bad writing. I'm sorry, and it's not even that it's bad writing. It's like lack of established years of stuff, and they're lightsabers. It's pure laser. It's laser. Come on.
The continuity isn't
crystals. Kyber, come on. And like I said, if it was just a crystal or they set it up with some sort of dialogue, that's it. That's all you got to do with stuff like this.
Yep, and we got people saying that, no, you're not wrong. And really quick, I just want to go through and say hi to Pauline and Dale. And we have, I don't know if you know this person, Joe. This person, Joe, was talking earlier and said that
she Joe Marie? Joe
Marie,
what's up?
She is here checking it out. And we have our friends
I don't even look at the comments. Hold on, let me look at the comments.
The Force of Light Entertainment here.
Dylan, shut your lips. Wow, Joe. Wow, Joe. I mean, that's fair. She says that a lot, and she's usually right. But yeah. So this was the main reason why I didn't even want to pick up number 2, was this specific setup right here. The rest of it was pretty decent. I mean, nothing like that was like, oh, I need to read more kind of feel to it. There was no big reveal or anything. But this scene is like pretty much what ruined the whole series for me. And I know that sounds terrible, but that's what a tropical fish is. It's something that takes you so far out of it, it just doesn't even matter and you can't go back. This is why we're here.
Okay, well, we'll see. We going now and we're talking. We're getting a little bit more story building going on here. As we can see in these few panels over here.
Yeah, so basically they're in the Outer Rim and they're trying to set up a space station out there so that the Republic and the Jedi can kind of monitor deep space and like that kind of stuff. A diplomatic kind of Coruscandish. There you go.
Coruscant. It's canon.
It is now.
So yes, it's called the Starlight Beacon, and it's talked about. It's talked about in all of the material so far. The last book that we just had that came out a week or two ago, could have been 3 weeks. I don't know. Dealt heavily with it. But just skipping ahead really quick here. So here we go. Here's your boy Yoda. Look at Yoda looking like a badass. That 700-year-old piece of meat. Oh yeah,
he's middle-aged right now.
He's getting on like Yaddle who? What?
Yeah, I've been there, yaddled that. Right?
Oh.
Right, guys?
Yeah, I think so.
I get that, John. Thank you, Pauline. Pauline gets me.
And then we go through. Now this, I thought this was really interesting. This panel right here, they're talking about I don't know if you can see it right now. Oh, it's a second behind. Um, but like she's going through her phases. She's using the force, and she's kind of seeing everything that's going on.
Mhm.
Um, I just thought that was a
The
really interesting panel. It kind of looks
the
a little
force,
bit
not foresight, omnipresent, omnisite. I forget what it's called.
like a Shatterpoint kind of thing. I'm not really. I'd have to do a little bit more research to the exact definition of what we're trying to
Um,
get out of that.
yeah, I don't know what it is for Star Wars, but I do know just basic magic science fiction. Omnisite is the idea, like the sight of God, being able to see multiple things in other places on a high level. Like it's not precognition because it's not seeing the future and it's not seeing the past. It's seeing the now.
But I'm getting a very big storm vibe out of this.
Storm, oh, like X-Men Storm.
Yeah,
I do like the hair.
the hair, the eyes, how it's just kind of glowing around her. That's the kind of vibe I picked up from this bad boy. Um, so, yeah, anyways, now I'm really upset that you didn't get into the second comic because the first one I was just like, it's okay. But the second one, it's like, all right, now we're getting down to business. But it just shows. So now we're fighting these. I forget what they're called, but the big mean
Bad guys.
caterpillar worm thing of a jiggers. And here we go to we've talked. Well, we haven't talked about him, but we know about him from other Star Wars stories that are going on right now. He is the Trandoshan Jedi, which is kind of weird because Trandoshans are, known to be kind of the opposite of, like, we'll say Wookiees, just to the easiest way to describe it.
Wookiees have been known to be Jedi. There's not very many of them, but it happens. It happens. Clone Wars. Hello, with the dopest lightsaber of all time.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying the opposite. Wookiees are revered more as good-hearted creatures, where Trandoshans really aren't.
I thought you meant like force sensitivity and stuff like that.
No. I was going with Wookiees are kind of like they're kind of all Chewbacca's. They're all good-hearted, life debt creatures, morally sound, where Trandoshans are kind of the opposite way.
I see them more as like chaotic neutral. That's how I see them. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't want to say they're all like Bosk because of bounty hunters, but when you see in the Clone Wars cartoon, they're going hunting little Jedis for sport, and that's kind of what we're led to.
That's a group. That's not a whole. You're trying to put a whole civilization into a bubble of five or six of them that do that.
Yeah, but we're led to believe that that's what the whole species is kind of all about. Like when they were written by George Lucas, he kind of pigeon-toed, whatever,
typecasted
pigeons. That these bad lizard people, the ones that run our government right now, the lizard people, kind of into that, the not nice cabal type of people. Wait, why did my power just go out? What happened? Ah! Oh, sorry. So yeah. Anyways,
I should have. I looked at like I said, I love the art. I love the panel layouts. It's a well put together book. It just doesn't have anything for me that's got me hooked. And to me, a first issue of a comic book is the most important, dude. And if you don't have me on the first issue, you're not going to have me for the rest. And that's just how it really is. And that's how people judge comic books by covers. I judge them more by their first issue. No, actually by the cover too. Like literally, it's an industry based on covers. It really is. Like you have no idea.
Right here, though, the Starlight is a symbol of hope for the entire galaxy, a symbol of trust and unity. And you can see all the different Jedis here.
Here we go with the Jedis. Yes, we get it. Your peacekeepers.
And there we go. We get them all with their robes up there. We have some others that we've seen some other great pictures of them. And boom. Oh, and we got some High Republic #2 coming. A little black and white going on. There's a variant cover. There's a few variant covers of this High Republic one.
Yep. That Yoda one was a $15 book, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, I saw a few different ones when I was scrolling through at different price points. But okay, exit reader. And we can come over here to.
Now, did you read Vader Dark Visions? That's the question I want to ask you.
I did not, but as a matter of fact, if I come up here to my library, which one? I have quite a few in here.
Lock and Key. Lock and Key is one of my favorites comic book series of all time, actually. Like, real talk. It's amazing. Don't watch the show, guys. Yeah, Vader down. No, you want Vader Dark Visions. Vader Dark Visions was a 5-issue anthology series where Vader was not the main character. It's people having to deal with Darth Vader. And it's from their perspective. And it's really freaking awesome. Like, really good. The first issue, he rides a space horse and fights a giant kaiju. Boom, there he is. Boom, boom, shake, shake the room. Vader, right there on Comixology. Boom. I just came up with that right now, TooMed.
All right, and always support your local comic book store. That's the most important thing. But then you get into some times where, like, this came out a few years ago, I believe. So it's going to be really. Paperback.
It's still in collected form. You don't have to get it single issues. You can get a collected form that's still in print today.
Okay, well, that's why we have Mrdylangray here.
That's right.
And
go to your local comic book shop. I can't stress that enough, guys. Cannot stress that enough.
This is true. And then you use Comixology for some other things that you need to find that are hard to get a hold of. Comixology is a really good app. Like I don't usually do digital comics unless it's a necessity, because like for podcasts or stuff like that, I prefer just to hold the book. I'm that guy. I am that guy. Hope you could forgive me, but I need to hold the book to read it. I really prefer to have it in my hand too. I can't do. It's really tough for me to do something like this. Luckily, this was a short one. Yeah. Or when when the Dr. Aphra series was coming, or the Dr. Aphra, what the hell do they call it? The audio drama was coming out. I went through and read every Dr. Aphra comic in an afternoon, and it was an amazing series. You know, there's some great things going on in comics. I just happened.
Everyone always talks about that too. That series. I've never read it, but I've heard nothing but good things. And it's a binger, from what I heard. There's a lot of people I know that started reading it in issues and just decided to wait for the graphic novel collections for it, because it's such a good binge read. Because that's where we're at. We're in a binge watching generation, TooMed, and binge reading as well. And I'm to blame too. I do the same thing.
But it's also okay. So for example, depending on the content that you're getting from that's coming out, some things are great for binging,
right?
Especially old reruns or something like that, where you can sit down and pick it up on Netflix or Hulu or whatever it happens to be, and just spend an afternoon or however long it happens to be. Nice tofu baby right there. I don't have one of those.
Oh yeah, that was my first one. I won it. I won it for the bronze of it in December.
Yeah, that's because you took a month off, so you got bronze, and then.
No, I wasn't doing good. I hadn't been hitting. I think like October and November, I hit like 180, 200 maybe, Like I did not do good. I earned that bronze, sir. Thank you. I'm not like Kevin is chill. Oh, I shouldn't call him out, but that's why he's been taking time off so he can go down the bronze.
All right.
Everyone's like, "What are you guys talking about?" We don't even know what you guys do. But yes,
yeah.
You have a tofu though, right? You should have a tofu, right?
I don't have a tofu.
Oh, you're in gold too. Who knows when that's gonna happen?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm in gold for this month, and then we'll see what happens. If I could. Last time I was in gold, I stayed in gold for a month or two, and then I dropped down to silver, and then silver, and now back up into gold. So it all depends on what's going on in my life.
I'm pretty sure once you get out of bronze, you never go back. It's like almost impossible. Like you literally have to take a month off.
Yeah. Or unless I just don't do anything and just go for surprise bags. But then you get people that give you the randos.
Well, if you don't set up event, you have to set up events on OBS though, bastards.
Yeah.
What's a tofu? This is a tofu. The only way to get these is to win a contest on another place. And it's like the biggest flex you can have is having one of these. Straight up. I know it doesn't seem like much, but you know.
Yeah, or kind of like like badges. Like, hey, I got a badge. No one's gonna remember that I came in second place in my event and won a pretty good prize. But they're gonna remember Beefy who got his badge because he came in first in the dailies 4 times. No one knows what we're talking about again, but still, it's just yeah. So, anyways, all right. So the second issue, did you just kind of skimmed it over?
Literally skimmed it, didn't read any of it, just looked at the art because I enjoy the art. But yeah, had no interest in reading it. I was tropical fished. I'm sorry, I was out of it.
Okay, here we go.
And the timeline also is not very that they put in the beginning. Like it doesn't help. It doesn't give me an actual kind of like range here. I don't know. I'm just a complaining. I'm a complaining guy. I'm a complaining guy when it comes to comic books. Yes.
I mean, it's all right. So it's telling you just when things happen. So the fall of the Jedi. Here we go.
It's the prequels.
It's the prequels. And then Bad Batch coming up pretty soon. Bad Batch May 4th is the first day. So we're in the Empire. Bad Batch Solo. The Rebellion coming. New Republic.
Do you know why?
So because they didn't want to put out Revenge of the 5th.
Boom.
Oh.
May the 4th be with you. I don't know if you know this. It's an international holiday.
Canon.
Yeah.
So basically, So the High Republic just happens all before it, but doesn't really tell you how far advanced. But it's 200 years before the prequels came out.
I want like 10,000 years. I want like Jedi and Sith without even freaking starships. Just hanging out on a planet
and
lifting rocks.
No lightsabers. And then the lightsaber, when they did have lightsabers, they were used with battery packs. But once again, this is all legends, not canon. So we'll have to see. Well,
there's definitely going to be a singing princess at some point.
But you have to remember the way that these guys are going now. You got Filoni and Favreau, and they're doing an amazing job with the Mandalorian, and they're kind of giving them the reins and saying, "Hey, look, we found our people now. We have our people to make our content. We're not just gonna, like this is something that people don't always agree with me on. I think the best Star Wars movie, the most Jedi of the Jedi movies, is The Last Jedi. A lot of people don't like the way that Luke turned out because they had these expectations of him from Legends where he can pull a starship out of the sky with his pinky.
Okay.
And so here he is, giving up. But think about it. Your entire life, everything you do, you fail at. Yeah, you blew up the Death Star, but they built another one. You're going to avenge your father, or you're going to, bring your father back to the light, but no one knows that, and he's still thought as the biggest scum of the world. no one cares that
Galaxy, but yes.
Or Galaxy World, whatever. Same thing. I'm talking about the Star Wars world, whatever.
But that wasn't the problem with the movie, okay? And people like always say that. Look what Yoda did. Look what Obi-Wan did. They left and meditated for years. While Jedi's just, that's what happens. They can't get angry. They got to go study. Tell me I'm wrong. And so I at first I was upset, but then when I really actually dissected it and looked at the history of the Jedi, it's not that crazy. Way he just left after failing with Kylo. However, what I couldn't stand was just all the garbage other stuff. The Luke stuff wasn't the stuff that bothered me. It was the casino scene. It was the lady that's not telling one of her head officers like her plan, and when he it was things like that. Storytelling stuff that just didn't seem right to me.
All right, but in the military, you don't tell your subordinates in this. He's
not a support. He's a decorated, high-ranking soldier. He needs to be aware. He's in charge of squads. He needs to be aware of this stuff, especially when he's a crazy person like that, and especially when it's not like there's nothing about any kind of moles. There's nothing about any kind of they might be heard by the New Order. There was nothing like that, so there's no reason not to tell him. It was just shitty. It was trying to have a reveal, bad storytelling. That's what it was.
Chain of command.
Yes, but when it's something as simple as I actually have a better plan, you got to let him know. He's a freaking fighter. He's decorated. He runs a squad. He needs to know. I'm sorry. That was the need to know.
Leia had faith in her. He has faith in Leia. Therefore, through injection. Wait, what?
I am talking about Poe. Yes, I am talking about Poe. But yes, I don't think it's not when she's making such bad decisions. If she just would have said to him, "I have a plan," she wouldn't even say that to him. It was bad writing, is what it was. That's it. That they were trying to make some sort of reveal, and that's what my problem with the movie is just the bad writing in it.
See, and you can say it's bad writing, but that doesn't mean that they still weren't following the chain of command. The chain of command, you don't have to tell people. You just say that's how it is. Why? Because I'm your fucking boss. Yes, and he didn't like that, and he didn't like that. So,
but if I may, right now, he's dope AF even. Okay, and he deserves to know, especially when he's a loose cannon, especially when he's someone that can help, especially when people are looking up to him, especially when it's a simple thing to say, "I have an idea, just chill out." That's it.
Yep, he is dope AF after he just killed half their pilots, lost almost all their ships because he decided he wasn't going to follow orders and be a rogue and not listen to Leia.
That was okay. First, but that was. Damn it. Well, you got me there. All right.
But okay, but you can say you don't like the. If you say you don't, I can understand that you don't like the writing, but I just don't agree with you on the whole chain of command thing. But that's. Anyways, all right, comics.
Right. You're right. But I just think that there's okay. I'll concede that Poe is a loose cannon, which is also the reason why she should have told him that she had a plan instead of just leaving him completely in the dark.
Which is also the reason to not tell him anything, because if he doesn't like the plan, then he's gonna try and commit a mutiny. Oh wait, he already did that.
Well, look how to work out not telling him. We'll never know.
She saved the day. She saved the day. All right, so let's get back to let's get back to
I'm pretty sure Luke did, sir.
The hollow maneuver.
Yeah.
Sorry, we just skimmed through this really quick. There is some amazing artwork in here. I am, like I said, I just kind of skimmed through this also.
It's great. It looks great. The artist did a very good job.
Look at that.
Look at that. I can't see it.
Did I not share it?
You're not sharing it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There we go.
There we go.
Oh, it's loading. Boom! Look at that. That's what we call dope. Look
You
at
got
the
some
color
HUD
scheme.
You got some HUD action going on right there.
The tone with the colors. Oh, I just love all about it. Now, yeah, that's something that would be dope. Like the Rise of the Huts. Like, let's talk about that book. You know, let's read that story. Some straight up gangsta shit. Come on, we're gonna get some of that action.
But I mean, yeah, and you got Gamorrean guards laying around, all messed up and doing whatever it is that they are doing, half dead, half alive. I mean, all dead, I guess.
Half bread. It could be half bread.
I mean, anything's possible. But so now, what do you think about in the Mandalorian? We got some buff ass Gamorrean guards coming out of there.
Okay. When?
In the
Where?
in the boxing ring in the Mandalorian, when he goes to find, he's looking for more Mandalorians, and they say, "Hey, go check out
Right, the big guys.
these guys
The big
here."
guys.
Yeah. And they're not the big fat Gamorrean guards that we get from Jedi or that we kind of see here. They're these boxing athlete fighting guys. Just, whatever. So here we got more. Plus, the corpse shows the first signs of Wago poisoning. Oh, he was poisoned. And then we got some more Jedi action going on here. Boom. We got blood. This guy's this Jedi's a Trandoshan, so he's a lizard. His arm will grow back. So you don't got to really be too worried about him not coming through.
Which is good because Jedi's lose limbs like left and right.
A lot of people lose limbs. It doesn't, but yeah, when you're fighting the lightsabers. But you are correct on that one.
You are correct, sir. Yes. Did you understand that reference?
Yes, I did, Ed McMahon.
Nice.
And then here we go. We got a home. The guy in the back over here, with all these other.
See, more fancy rock spires. What are they? Come on, do they make it? So no, that's Trek. Do they say something about it? Are they setting it up with one line of freaking dialogue?
Well, he is in the middle of it. He's slicing through these things and says to be continued. So maybe we'll find out in episode 3 coming out on this Wednesday, 2 days from now. 3/3.
He's slicing through it like freaking butter, like a big stick of butter. You think it's gonna stop hanging? No, sir.
Because the other ones were bigger.
But look how but they're not dense enough. They're not dense. Or is the density going to change how big it is? No, it's the same material. Am I wrong? Someone with science, tell me.
Well, yes, it is the same material, but if you try and cut something, your tensile strength greatly increases with size. So what you might be able to, you can rip a piece of paper easily, but you put in a phone book, very few people can rip those apart.
We're talking about hot lasers, bro. We're not talking about ripping with strength. We're talking about hot lasers, okay? With kyber crystals, okay? And the force. I'm gonna harp on it every issue until just one line. Freaking one line. Oh, it's the sacred freaking rock of Trikarsh or some shit. Look, I just wrote it for them. Boom.
Purple is the new brown. Just keep with it.
Purple is the new brown, guys. Try purple rice. It's hella good. It really is. And it's healthy. It's got all those antioxidants.
Yes, antioxidant is very good.
Mm-hmm. They have them in berries, too.
So what other Star Wars comics do you think are must read? So here, let me go back to sharing this. So what happened is I got my buddies from Broaxium. It's a podcast and a YouTube show. And they do the comics, the Star Wars comics.
Nice.
You should look them up. You'd probably get along with them. You could
drop me a link.
You can nerd out about comic books with them.
Get that link, get that stink, then leave.
So they, because they know me, they're like, there's a million Star Wars comics. You should probably take a look at these ones. These are probably up your alley. So I listened to what they said, but then I went through and I just went nuts. So we got
Bounty Hunters is a big one. People really, really, really like Bounty Hunters.
Ooh, that was Cancel City for me.
Really?
Yeah. It was a whole to do. Me and my buddy Patrick Gannon, Gannon, Gannon.
Gannon, yeah.
We made a video on it because somebody on Twitter's a cesspool of shit. And people were, women's rights because blah blah blah, and it turned into rape porn and this and that. It's like, I don't know how you fathom this, because she had a gun pointed at her, so like all these things, and it's like that has absolutely nothing to do with anything. And then people are bringing their personal stories of horrible stories that have happened to them. And it's like, okay, but that has nothing to do with this comic. It could be a trigger. If you want to say it's a trigger, this is what's going on in the comic. And that's where I got in trouble, because I was trying to say that, and it was just a whole shit show then, and then turned out to be me hating everybody, blah, blah, whatever. So, but you know that episode.
You're the problem, bro. You're the problem. We just got to sit down and be quiet. We're white, cisgender males. We are the problem, whether we are or not. We just have to be quiet and just take a talking to right now, because we're the issue.
Yeah, but it was the the old story of, I got someone pregnant and I'm high in power, and then all of a sudden I find out, so I have to go kill this baby, or the mother, so that at some point in time they don't grow up and become stronger than me. It's every freaking story since Shakespeare and before. We just don't have those written down anywhere.
Right?
So it's like it happened in Hamlet, but no one had a problem with it. But so it's a whole thing. It was a whole thing, and then it was just and then of course me being me, just like, no, I'm not wrong. You are wrong, because it's kind of like the whole the Mandalorian egg thing that went on, and people are like, well, what if that was a real woman that happened to? It's not, dude. It's a fucking frog in space in a fictional thing. So yeah, that was a whole other thing that people got mad at me about too. So that's just, why be the voice of the reason, and you get hated for it. But you know what? I'm used to it. So
it's like a thing like this happened in the comic book industry a few years back, because there was a cover of Spider-Woman where she's like crawling downwards, right, and her butt's in the air, and it's kind of sexy, right? And people like tried so hard to cancel it, and then they literally showed a dozen different covers where Spider-Man himself was in the same pose. Now, was his butt as contoured as hers and as nice? No, but it was literally the exact same pose.
Well, I mean, most guys don't have that nice butt like girls do.
Yeah, straight up. And so like the only argument is, yes, like she has more curves, so it looks more sexy, but that's it. But the guy who originally drew it made it kind of worse. He kept trolling them, like doing a whole bunch of stuff for a very long time, and went way overboard with it. So it kind of ruined the whole thing. But he did have a point in the beginning, and that's where everyone was like, no, like this is the pose. Like this is the Spider-Man pose when they're crawling down and the butt's in the air. That's been done like by Spider-Man a bunch of times. No one said anything when it was Peter Parker, but now that it's Spider-Woman, oh, hey, whoa, hey, yo. That's all I'm saying. And it's always, all this stuff is like, 99%, I swear 99% of this is just for clickbait. Like it's not, people aren't really outraged. They're just trying to make people outraged so they can get clickbait. You know what I'm saying? And
it was, and this is something that was the issue. The person that had the biggest issue with it, then linked everyone to her OnlyFans page and this and that and everything. And it was like,
I have a problem. Now come to my OnlyFans page and let me show you how to.
And then I called. Then of course I called them out for it, and then that started even more thing on why can't they do it, blah blah. It's like, I'm not saying that, but when the only reason you have a problem with something is for self promotion, That's what I have a problem with.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with standing on a soapbox, especially on the internet. That's what this place is for. But if you're just doing it just to like get yourself some like a little bit of hey, what's up? Like look at me, like come on, that's crap. It's called what's that called? Like stage activism or something like that, where it's not really activism, it's just like trying to get promotion. Like I don't know. I hate that
I
stuff.
don't know.
There's a lot of it takes away from what's really like the issues here and stuff like
Yeah,
that. You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly right. When there's an actual issue, it takes away from it. It's it's the. I was just going to say something. Yeah, it's
I
actually
just
stop. Yeah,
I at the end of the day, I don't want anyone to feel hurt or triggered by anything I say because nothing I say has malicious intent. The stuff that I do say that has malicious intent, you definitely pushed me to that, and I probably have some good things to say. But the point I'm trying to make is like context is important, and that's what really needs to be taken into effect. I know there for years context has been taken out of proportion, but sometimes sometimes people say the wrong things. Roseanne. So
moment of silence for Roseanne and her career. Okay.
yeah.
And that's the thing. All you gotta do is say, you know what, I'm a fucking idiot, and I said something I shouldn't have.
But
And
they don't even do
there's
that. They don't. That's the thing that drives me crazy about these guys that quote unquote get me too'd and all this stuff. Just be like, look, I'm sorry I said that and move on. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't mean it, and this is that. But they do these like weird bullshit apologies that somehow make it worse. You know what I mean? And it's just like it drives me crazy. Like, what are you gonna do? I just at the end of the day, like let's just be happy. Let's have fun, guys, because the world is so shitty. Like let's not make our escape looking at the world in an even shittier lens.
yep, totally agree.
That's why my favorite lens is looking at TooMed's face.
All right, yeah, there was more stuff I was gonna go, but yeah, it's all been done and said and whatever. So who really cares? It's people.
Exactly.
It's people just. It's like, and that was one of the things I was like, if you can't understand the difference between real life and fiction, then that's what the real issues are. You can
If you
can
can't tell the difference between real life and fiction, you're gonna have friction.
Oh,
Bars.
there you go. Bars. I don't go to bars very often anymore, but yeah.
No, every time you come to my stream, sir, you get bars.
Oh, I've been known to drop some bars too.
Yes. Oh my god, have you guys heard the TooMed song? Oh my god. Catchiest shit in the world. Just so you guys know.
Should we play it?
I'm surprised that we're an hour into this. We're about to end here, and there you go. Haven't even played the song once.
Well, we'll do it to play it off.
There you go.
And yeah.
Can I do the introduction to it? Can I announce it?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the brilliant minds of Sarah Hu and JJ Laconia, bring you TooMed 2. Was that good? Are you proud of me, Papa?
That was very, very good. I'm just switching my output right now.
Getting that output out.
There's probably gonna be a little echo.
Said echo. I said eck.
So, all right, I'm gonna mute you for a moment while I play this, just so it doesn't kill the echo, or so it doesn't kill the echo. And here we go. This song was made for me for my birthday. Make sure we got some volume on here. I say TooMed, I say two. I say TooMed, what you gonna do? I say TooMed, I say two. I say TooMed, what you gonna do? I say TooMed, I say two. I say TooMed, what you gonna do? I say TooMed, I say two. I
say TooMed, what you gonna do? And I say TooMed, you say too. You wanna be as strong before? And I say TooMed, you say too. You wanna be as strong before? TOOMED2, 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 I say TooMed, what you gonna do? I say TooMed, I say TooMed, I say TooMed, what you gonna do? I say TooMed, what you gonna do? When I say TooMed, you say TooMed.
So much yes, guys. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, you
I
took your
remember
glasses off?
I took my glasses off because the song was over. I was done dancing. Want me to put them back on? I'll put them back on. I like these. Check this out. So look, when you move your eyebrows, they go up and down. Isn't that cool? So I like to dance with this one because it'll be like, and then put them back. Right? This is also a fun one to do. You know, when it's girls' night. This one, this is what I do when I'm with Space Roach, where I look like a bad guy from Pixar. Right? Yeah? Huh?
I don't know. It could be a girl from Pixar too.
Maybe. This is everybody's favorite, Baby Dill. This is the big one, but the Baby Dill is starting to go away because when the beard starts coming in, the filter only can do so much. So there you go. What you gonna do? Which, by the way, did you ever figure out what you were gonna do? You told me you were gonna tell me tonight.
Oh yeah. So there's another song that has been there's an actual song that a parody has been made of, and it is
They parodied your own song.
I want to be TooMedToo's. No, that's an actual song.
Okay.
And then they turn the words into "If I was you, I'd want to be TooMedToo's. If I was you, I want to be TooMedToo's." The original song is "If I Was You, I'd Want to Be Me Too." Right. Not exactly sure who. Some girl sings it. It's about 5 or 6 years old, I think. And then it's kind of transposed. But thinking about rewriting the song, and doing a full parody of it. And you got
the parody. You got the parody people like in your corner. You got OP. You got me, and you got JJ Laconia. We got your back, bro. Let's write it. Let's do it. Let's get the minds together.
OP is coming on the free for all on Friday night.
Nice.
So I was thinking maybe we'll try and pop out a little bit there or whatever. I mean, there's not a lot of verses to the song because it's the hook that just goes over and over again. Right. With a lot of the pop music, the way they keep it going.
Exactly.
So. Yeah. Well, Dylan, thank you very much for coming by and hanging out with me.
I love it. You said come here, talk Star Wars, talk comic books, keep your pants off. Like you had me at all of those things. Like all my favorite things. Let's do it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just trying to think. We barely even scratched the surface of the comic books.
Right? Well, I'm not too well read in Star Wars comics. I'm going to be honest. I've read some of the stuff that they did a few years ago when Disney, like before the prequels happened or the sequels happened, they did in between New Hope and Empire where Vader figures out like Luke is his son and like all that kind of stuff. And that was really well. The Vader stuff was really well written. I didn't read the main story too much except past the first issue. First 3 issues. I just never went back. It was laziness, but it was really well done. And the stuff right now, the Empire Jedi stuff, oh my God, it's so good. It's so good. Like it's written so good. Oh my god, I love it. I love all.
So for those of you that don't know, there was a Star Wars line of comics that came out that fill in what happened in between, like their daily lives basically, and missions that they went on in between the original Star Wars, which is now A New Hope, and Empire Strikes Back. And now what's come out is Empire Strikes Back to Jedi is what's going on. And I think there's well, COVID hit, so it got slowed down, but there's probably about 10 issues out, I think.
I believe, yeah, they haven't gotten to the second trade paperback, so they're either 10 or 11.
So it's somewhere around there. I think I have the first few on Comixology.
They're really
but I was
good.
like, oh, I'll just
Really
wait to read those. So we're gonna have to see what happens with that. But
What was the other one?
We're gonna make Dylan read the rest of these High Republic comics. Yep, he's it's canon. He's got to do it. It's canon.
I'm not going to read the adventures. I'll tell you that right now. All right, that's where I draw the line. I don't read any Star Wars adventures.
You don't have to do the adventures, but just this main line that we have going on.
Yeah, let's mainline it. Let's do it.
Let's do the main line. So yeah.
The things that I say in your company, it's just they just come out. You bring that this really weird side out of me, and I love it. I love you for it, bro.
Because if you were to say it, anyone else would be like, "Wait, what did you say?" And I'm just like, "Yep," because I know exactly a lot of times the double entendre that's going on, and I just kind of roll with it because most people are like, "Wait, do you know what that means?" And I know you know what that means, so I just roll with it. Like, "Yep," and let's go. You know, and
that's
you know,
friend.
and you know that's I got the meaning exactly what it means, and that's why you can say it. And I'm just like, boom, let's go.
Yep, and boom goes the dynamite.
Oh, Dynamite Lulu, how you doing?
He's here. Oh
no, no, but we got some dynamiters in the house.
Yeah, dynamitees or dynamitists. That's what they are.
Dynamitists.
They're dynamitists.
Okay, the dynamitists. Canon.
I'm gonna text Lou right now. Let him know. Dynamitis. Sorry. Click. Click. I don't know what I even say. All right. Well, TooMed, love you, buddy. I am gonna get going though. So thank you for having me. Seriously.
I'm gonna get going too after this. And so everybody knows, if you guys have Live It, download the Live It app. You can see it scrolling around the bottom right there. Download and watch me on Live It. Boom. That's where I am most of the time. When I'm not at my real job and I'm more brick and mortar, I'm on Live It doing my second job, 8-10 hours a day. I think I did 2 hours, I did 5 hours, or 3 hours, 5. I'm at 6.5 now. And after this, I'm going to take a little break and probably start doing some Bomber.
I need to get on that game. Everyone keeps talking about it, but
yeah, it's the.
But anyways, you guys can follow me also on Live It at Mrdylangray, and also on Instagram. I do Twitter, but I don't really tweet. I mostly just read the tweets. I don't really tweet out. I'm not a Tweety bird, as they say. That's what they still call them, right?
I'm not sure. I stopped doing Twitter mainly because it was just nothing but like that's where all my issues arose with,
Past the tissues, we all got issues, right?
I need paper towels, bro. I got real tears.
Oh man, tears. I was gonna say tears for fears, but I stopped myself. Because I'm just getting punched. I've been up for way too long. I did my 5 a.m. this morning, and it's been a mess the rest of the day. But I'm gonna get some rest.
I was at work when you started your 5 a.m. So,
yeah.
Cry to somebody else.
All right, everyone. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for following my friend here. He's the man. He's the myth. He's the legend. And I'm out.
Thank you, Dylan. So yeah, I was talking with Dylan, and he's like, "Hey, I want to talk to you about the comics," and I was like, "Okay." And there's still a lot more comics to talk about in the Star Wars world. So maybe after we finish up this, after we get this finished, we have a few more issues left. I think we have issue 3 comes out Wednesday. Comic Day is Wednesday, and they're doing a monthly thing on this. So we will be able to check that out. Oh, Shamrock falling. Oh, how sweet. Thank you, buddy. People are like, what are you talking about? It's Shamrock time, bro. It's Shamrock time. What you know about St. Patrick's Day? I know a lot. I know a lot. So I know we have a bunch of looky-loos here. That's okay. Looky-loos are great, especially if they're just recording this to bury me. I'll do it myself. Fuck everybody. Not you, Pauline. We love you. But yeah. Thanks for coming to hang out with us. Thanks for our little chat about some Star Wars comics. Pauline, thank you for being here and hanging out with us. And we had a pretty good start to the show. And then we just went off on tangents about God only knows what. And yeah, it kind of viewership went to, I think we're about 15 or 18, and then it went down to about 5 or 6. It's where it's been. People are like, what the hell are you talking about? With that, I say good day. May the Force be with you always.